So what's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm playing around with these new apps, you know. Now I can kind of tell my story the way that I really wanted, so y'all can kind of see what it looked like. Because my parents ain't here. So some of these little stories, like I was telling y'all about I was telling y'all about a story where I came in the house. You know, actually I was having a conversation with my grandmother. Me and my older brother were at the house, and we were telling her this story that she didn't even know about. And so this is how the story, you know, the story was. I know I mentioned this before, but I'm going to show y'all what it was like. I'm going to make two stories. So the story was, I was probably around, I don't know, I might have been 5, 6 years old. I might have been, you know, I don't know how old I was. I might have been maybe 7 years old, or whatever the case may be. It could have been, it happened a few times. But so I'm sitting in the house. I'm watching some TV. I don't know why folks do this, man. They just walk right in front of a car. Just walk dead in front of a damn car. Goofiest stuff, I don't know. I think they gonna be on some crackhead stuff. But so this guy, or not this guy, okay, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV. We Shall Overcome comes on the screen. So my mom's in the kitchen. And I might make another video for it too. But my mom's in the kitchen, right? And We Shall Overcome is playing. We shall overcome.
Turn that off. That kind of talk keeps you soft, keeps you begging.
You know, she drops the dishes in the kitchen. You could tell where the dishes, while she drop washing the dishes, and the dishes get stopped. And she says, "Is that We Shall Overcome playing?" And I knew it had to have been something, you know, because she stopped in the middle of it, like it was an issue. I said, "Yeah, Ma, that's We Shall Overcome." She walks out the kitchen and walks up to the TV and says, "Turn that shit off." And like damn near yanks the damn, you know, the damn cord or whatever the case, not the cord, but almost takes it off. We had them old Zenith TVs at that time. So just go ahead and go. Come on. All right, they want us to go. All right. So she turns the TV off and turns back around and points at me and says, "Don't ever play that shit in my house again." That old step-infected, subservient, plantation, like she was just going off. That old coon, you know, I mean, just going off. And then she goes and tell me, "Man, don't never let nobody whoop on your ass and don't do nothing back." She said, "I understand, you know, they was trying to get the rights and all that." She said, "But man, that turn the other cheek, man, please." She was not having it. She snapped off. She did that to my older brother too. And so we're telling my grandma this story about, you know, her doing this, because she did this. She did that to him too. You know, so he was telling his story, and my grandma was like, because, you know, she's into the, you know, Barack and Kamala and all them and all that. We be telling her who these Negroes is, these Rollins and all. We be telling her like, but she's from a certain kind of generation. But we be kind of letting her know who these tap dancing Sambos is. And so she was surprised to hear that story, because she didn't know that. But yeah, she had a note that We Shall Overcome could not be played in the house. You couldn't play We Shall Overcome in the house at all. That was like a cardinal sin. That was like one of the greatest violations you could do. We shall overcome. Anything that involved you getting your ass whooped and not doing anything to the, you know, self-defense or any kind of stuff like that, man, she wasn't having it. You could not play that in the crib at all. I think something must have happened. And, you know, she had an outlook on the system of racism, white supremacy in a certain way. So, you know, her whole thing was, hey, race soldiers don't change. You can't reform no race soldier. That was an early lesson for me. And I got to see that fact. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we not looking for, you know, in the generation that I came in, and like in my era of coming up, 80s baby. Nah, we ain't looking for no, we not looking for, what that old Negro say? Oh, you need to have compassion for Carolyn Bryant's family. No, you ain't getting that. You want to get that. So that's that story.